Well, we're interrupting regular programming because Hero MotoCorp has just announced its first quarter numbers. Let me first take you through the key numbers that are out. The net profit has come in at 750 crore rupees versus our expectation that was going to come in at around 692 crore rupees. You have the total income that has come in at 6,955 crore rupees. A CNBC TV18 poll had indicated that should come in at 7,037 crore rupees. So you are seeing the bottom line coming in better than what we had expected. We cannot say that as far as the top line goes. Margins also doing better than what the CNBC TV18 poll had suggested. So Hero MotoCorp in the first quarter announcing margins coming in at 15.1% as against 13.3%. We will be, of course, dialing in analysts to take you through what these numbers mean. In fact, I think we do have an analyst connected with us. The thing to what Mayuresh Joshi now joining us from Angel Broking. Thanks, Mayuresh, for joining us here on CNBC TV18. So the numbers are out. You got PAT coming in 750 crore rupees, margins at 15.1%, revenues at 6,955 crore rupees. Your initial reaction?
So clearly, Nayanthara, I think the top line is more or less in line with estimates. There has been a significant margin expansion this time now. So one really needs to understand where the outperformance in specific terms has come out from. And again, I think the bottom. So I think the other income component is also something that one would ideally look for.
I don't have the other income figure with me, but Mayuresh, the guidance that had been provided by the company, they were expecting sales to remain muted, but like we've also noticed this huge margin expansion, PAT also doing better. So if you can just remind us, were there any price hikes that had been announced by Hero MotoCorp in the quarter under review?
I don't think so any price hikes were announced. In fact, our take was that the realizations, if you compare that on a quarter-on-quarter basis, should actually come down, but on a year-on-year basis, it should see some amount of spike. However, I think the other expenses as a component of sales was expected to come down. So I think the EBITDA margin expansion that you're probably witnessing might be on two counts. A, I think the raw material costs which might have gone down, the other expenses as a percentage of sales which might have gone down as well. And again, I think the kind of initiatives that Hero MotoCorp had indicated in terms of their Project Leap and the savings thereof, there was an indication that in the coming few quarters there would be margin improvement of 200 bips. Royalty again going off the books will have a positive impact when it comes down generally, not only on the EBITDA but again on the bottom line of the company. So yes, I think at least on the EBITDA and the bottom line, it's been a clear beat.
Yeah, I still don't have that other income figure with me to discuss where this margin expansion or this boost to the bottom line has come in. The last quarter, the guidance that had been provided by the company was they were expecting the industry to only grow at 5 to 7% for the remaining part of the fiscal. Do you think perhaps there could be a revision on that, or that the company's done better than that 5 to % industry growth figure that had been put out?
No, clearly, I think you get a month-on-month number when it comes to volumes. So you get a clear indication on how the quarterly numbers would pan out. And I think the management is also very conservative because you really don't know how the rains are going to pan out. So in that case, the rural discretionary demand will take a hit. So I think most of the analysts have cut down their estimates when it comes to volume growth. Our own estimates are somewhere in the range of 7 to 8% for the better part of this fiscal. So I think one really needs to understand, even on the management commentary front, how they're perceiving the volume growth to pan out for the rest of the year.
We do have Pawan Munjal's statement out now, which is saying, where Pawan Munjal is being quoted as saying he's expecting this upward in the industry, expecting industry to move in an upward trend in the coming quarter, something obviously he has noticed in the first quarter. And Mayuresh, now I also have the other income figure with me. So tell us, how does all of this fit in with the bottom line and the margin figure? Other income being reported by the company at 101.9 crore rupees.
Oh, so clearly, I think if it's 101.9, I think it's again clear operating efficiencies that have come through, and one really now must understand where and how the margin expansion has happened. However, I think if one really goes by what the management was saying, and again the indication in terms of how they were curtailing their operating expenses and getting cost optimization through that Project Leap, the cost optimization should start delivering more on the EBITDA front. And clearly, as I said, with royalty going off, I think you're going to see positive impact also coming down on the bottom line. the capex plans that the company also has, one also needs to understand the 3,000 crore plan that we put up. How is that going to phase out? And again, the R&D expense. So that is expected to come at 1.5% of the top line for the remainder part of this year. So I think all these aspects need to be looked at. But yes, I think clearly when you're talking about all these numbers, I think it should be in a beat. I think it should be in a good operation performance going by the numbers.
Yeah, it's been a good operational performance, beating expectations clearly. So Mayuresh, my final question to you, the results just being announced, you expecting the stock obviously to impact, react positively tomorrow? How should one approach it?
Oh yes, I think the reaction would be positive. But again, I think when you talk about near-term valuations, it is trading close to 15.8, 16 times FY17 numbers. So on an EPS of around 175 for FY17, our take is it's close to fair valuations. But yes, I think the stock will see a positive uptick tomorrow.
Right after that operational performance, it'll be interesting to see if you see significant up moves on the Hero MotoCorp stock tomorrow. Thanks a lot, Mayuresh, for joining us here on CNBC TV 18. Well, we interrupted regular programming to bring you up to date with the Hero MotoCorp results. We're going to slip into a short break. CNBC TV 18 market report when we return.